Let me tell you something, man. Let's just take average off the table, okay? Like let's make it real easy and just don't let average be an option. Okay? Just don't let average be an option, man. Just take it off the table because fuck regular life. Okay? Fuck regular life. You know that regular life is shit. You know average life is shit. Okay? You sat there in school, you hated it. You hated every job you had. It's boring. You don't make any money. Okay? You don't have the things that you want. You're not able to take girls out to the kind of dinners that you want. And your job is boring. And school was boring. And no matter what your parents told you, what your teachers told you, what your bosses told you, you couldn't shake the idea, I deserve better, I want better. I'm not gonna sit under these fucking fluorescent lights like a fucking corporate drone for the rest of my life. I didn't go to school for 20 years for this to be it, right? For me to be 22, 25, 27, 30, 33, sitting here thinking this is it, right? I peaked when I was 18. We were going to house parties and I was getting girls, right? And the rest of it's downhill from there, okay? So let's just be real. Like, just fuck average life, dude. Fuck regular life. I hate regular life, man. Regular life to me is barely better than poverty. Barely. And I've been, in poverty, man. I grew up poor, been in poverty in my 20s, and like, dude, average is barely better than that, man. Okay? Fuck regular life. Fuck not having the things that you want. Fuck having to call a mediocre man that's less of a man than you your boss. And stop thinking you have something to lose, man. Average life, regular life. Just stop thinking that that's something to lose. Think that's something that you're happy to get rid of, okay? Think of that like a fucking STD that you can't wait to get rid of. Not, I'm scared to lose that, I'm scared to fall back, and I have that to fall back on, okay? Because you don't even like it anyways, dude. If you're still watching this right now, and you're not angry, and this is getting through, okay? You know it's true, man. If you're angry, you know it's true too. You're just lying to yourself, dude, okay? Because otherwise you wouldn't even be watching a video like this, man. All right, the reality is I'm from Canada, okay? In Canada, they have the fucking nerve to say that $50,000 a year is middle class. It's outrageous. It's outrageous, okay? $50,000 a year, all right, that works out to about a little less than $4,000 a month. Let's say $4,000 a month to being generous, because you're taking taxes out of the equation, and you're paying EI, which is employment insurance, and you're paying CPP, which is the Canadian pension plan, which you'll never see, by the way, because that's going to be done by the time you retire. All right? So you're $4,000, maybe even less, depending on the province you're in. Could be like $3,700, or depending on how much your company takes out for dental and insurance and whatnot. Okay, so that's your $50,000. Really, people say they make a certain amount of money, but really what you make is what comes to you after tax. So you really make about $3,800 a month. Okay, the guy making minimum wage, who's technically below the poverty line, takes home about $2,000, right? Even if he's making, let's say, $25,000 a year, or even like a straight $20,000 a year, he's not paying much in taxes at all, because he gets tax credits for his financial situation, which, dude, I'm not knocking. I mean, he's barely surviving. So of course he takes advantage of those tax credits. And of course the government gives him those because people, you can't survive on $2,000 a month. It's very difficult. All right. So the difference between below the poverty line and so-called middle class is about 1,800 Canadian dollars a month. Okay. And 1,800 Canadian dollars is about 1,300 US dollars in 2018, in this year. Okay. Not a whole lot of fucking money. All right. And they have the nerve to say that this guy's below the poverty line over here at 2,000. This guy at 3,800 is middle class, because he has another 1,300 US dollars a month to spend. Okay. But guess what? That guy finds a way to spend that extra 1,300 US or that extra 1,800 Canadian pretty quickly. All right. Instead of paying $750 for rent, he pays $1,300 for a place that's barely better than the $1,700 one. And maybe he gets a car to take him back and forth to work. Pays the $300 for that, right? That's $1,000 of it gone. And maybe he treats himself to a few more dinners or whatever. Okay, but he's not anywhere near comfortable. all right? Because you got millions and millions of people living on debt, on credit, with 57% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their bank account. So, you've got people spend, that's why everything's so damn expensive, dude, because everyone's an idiot living on credit. So you gotta, if you're making $50,000 to be able to sort of live comfortably, you need to spend like the rest of those idiots, right?